You have seen your shadow thousands of times on sidewalks, on walls, stretching across parking lots at sunset, following you through every sunny day of your life. Most of the time, you barely notice it because you already know what it is. But for almost all of human history, nobody did. Imagine for a moment that you have never heard the word shadow. You have never seen a drawing of one. Nobody has ever explained one to you. There are no books, no science, no stories about light, just you. And one morning, while walking across an open plain, you notice something moving beside you, something dark, something shaped exactly like a person. And no matter where you go, it follows. Think about how strange that actually is. Your ancestors understood animals. They understood rivers. They understood trees. Everything in their world followed rules they could observe. Animals could chase you. People could follow you. But this thing was different. You couldn't touch it. You couldn't grab it. You couldn't scare it away. And somehow it always knew exactly where you were. The first reaction was probably not curiosity. It was fear. Because in the world of ancient humans, anything that followed you without making a sound was dangerous. Predators stalked, enemies tracked, danger hid. And now there was something attached to you that behaved like a living thing but wasn't alive. Some people may have run, others may have tried to attack it. Imagine picking up a stone and throwing it at the dark figure on the ground. Nothing happens. It survives every attack. You step on it, it remains. You jump, it jumps. You stop, it stops. And at night, it disappears completely, only to return the next morning. If you had no understanding of light, what conclusion would you reach? This is where things get fascinating, because ancient humans were not stupid. Far from it. By 200,000 years ago, humans already possessed brains nearly identical to yours. The difference wasn't intelligence, it was information. They were trying to solve the same mystery you would be trying to solve. And humans are natural pattern finders. Our brains hate unexplained things. So when confronted with a mystery, we create explanations. Anthropologists have found that throughout history, cultures all over the world developed remarkably similar ideas about shadows. Many believed shadows were connected to the soul. Others believed they were a second self, a spiritual twin, a hidden version of the person that existed alongside the body. And when you think about it, that idea makes a strange kind of sense. Your shadow looks like you. It copies every movement. It never leaves your side, yet it clearly isn't you. It is you and not you at the same time. Even today, that feels a little unsettling. In ancient Egypt, one aspect of the human soul was called the shoot, often represented as a shadow. In parts of Africa, Asia, and the Americas, traditional beliefs linked shadows to life force, identity, or spirit. Some cultures believed harming a person's shadow could harm the person themselves. Others believed losing your shadow was a sign of illness or death. These ideas emerged independently in places separated by oceans and thousands of years. Why? Because every human being was trying to explain the same strange phenomenon, a dark copy of themselves that seemed to possess a life of its own. But shadows do something even stranger. They change. At sunrise, they stretch impossibly long. At noon, they shrink beneath you. By evening, they grow again. Some days they are sharp. Other days they almost disappear. Imagine witnessing this without knowing anything about the movement of the earth or the position of the sun. Your mysterious companion isn't even consistent. It changes shape constantly. Sometimes it looks human. Sometimes it becomes a giant. Sometimes it vanishes entirely beneath you. Researchers who study early human cognition believe our ancestors paid extraordinary attention to patterns in nature. Their survival depended on it, and shadows provided one of the most reliable patterns in the entire environment. Over time, humans began noticing connections. The shadow changed with the sun. The sun moved through the sky. The shadow moved with it. Long before clocks existed, shadows became one of humanity's first ways of tracking time. In a strange way, the thing that once seemed mysterious eventually became useful. But there may have been something even more important happening, something inside the human mind itself. Psychologists believe one of the defining features of human intelligence is the ability to create mental models, the ability to understand that one thing can represent another. A footprint represents an animal, smoke represents fire, a reflection represents a face, and a shadow represents a body. That sounds obvious, but it is one of the most important cognitive abilities humans ever developed. Because once you understand that a shadow represents you, you begin thinking about yourself from the outside. You start seeing yourself as an object in the world, not just a mind experiencing life, but something that can be observed, something that exists from another perspective. And that idea changes everything. It helps create self-awareness, empathy, social intelligence, the ability to imagine what other people see when they look at you. In other words, the shadow may have been doing more than following ancient humans. It may have been teaching them something about themselves. Think about that. For hundreds of thousands of years, every person who ever lived carried a moving silhouette beside them, a constant reminder that they occupied space, that they existed, that they were real. And even now, after all our science, after everything we know about light and physics and the sun, shadows still have power over us. Walk into a dark room and catch movement in your peripheral vision. Watch a shadow stretch across a wall at night. See a human silhouette standing in a doorway. Your brain reacts instantly, not because you are irrational, because deep inside your mind are systems far older than civilization, systems that evolved long before anyone understood what a shadow was. Somewhere hundreds of thousands of years ago, an ancient human looked down and noticed that dark figure beside them. They didn't know about photons. They didn't know about light waves. They didn't know about optics. All they knew was that something impossible seemed to be following them. And just like every mystery our species has ever encountered, they kept looking. They kept asking questions. They kept searching for meaning, because that is what humans do. The shadow was never really the mystery. The mystery was why we couldn't stop wondering about it. And in trying to understand that dark shape on the ground, our ancestors may have been taking one more small step toward understanding themselves.